Bruja, you recording? All right, before I start introducing everybody, Al, you want to introduce us to the guest you brought?
This is Matt. He is one of the owners and brewers of Tribus Beer Co. that is out in Milford, Connecticut. On my end, both Ricky and I have been there before. Really beautiful establishment that they have going on. They make some really great tasting beers. So Matt, thank you very much. You're the first brewer that we've had on, and I appreciate you coming on to talk to us for a little bit.
So just to before actually start the introduction, is it Tribus or Tribus?
It's Tribus Beer Company.
Tribus. All right. All right.
That's a background noise. There we go.
All right. Ladies
Sweet.
and gentlemen, we are joined today with one of the co-owners of Tribus, Matt. Tribus. And let's go ahead and go around and introduce ourselves. I'm IPA fan and Bruja. Ricky.
Hey, what's up, guys? I am Ricky with the Good Beers. Today I'm at actually Green Tree, so I'm gonna be chugging one of their beers called Perplexed Lines.
Wow, fancy.
Gordy.
Gordy drinks craft here, and I will be drinking Poetic Hustler by Microphone Brewing Company out of Chicago. 8% 8% double dry hop, double IPA.
J-Hump.
It's your boy Craft Wetness here. Don't have my beer yet, but I will get one.
What an amateur.
Amateur.
Shut
Matt.
your sick ass up.
Who's next? Who's up?
Beer lover, go ahead.
Oh, beer lover. I'm going to be disrespecting Skygazer watercolors from watercolor from Skygazer. Little Weiss.
And Ice Queen.
Ice Queen Brews, and I actually have a different Tribus beer with me today. So, thanks, Grace.
Nice. And last but not least, our guest, Matt. Care to say
Matt,
anything?
will you be chugging with us?
Of course, I feel like I have to chug, right? I have Ilford right here. This is our Citra Motueka IPA. I'll chug this one.
Cool. I think your video's out, J-Hump and Ice Queen. So if you guys haven't already poured yours out, go ahead and pour it out. I'm going to be having a sponge bath.
Oh.
How's that for awkward?
This amateur got his beer.
Oh, there we
Green
go.
Peak.
We had that one yesterday. It was pretty solid.
Yes,
Oh
sir.
yeah, I showed up late.
So J-Hump, if you want to count us down, you're in the center whenever you're ready.
Okay, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Cheers.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers. That was freaking good. That was really tasty.
Cheers.
A lot of foam in that one.
Cheers.
Matt, where are you at tonight?
I am at my house on my deck right now.
Nice. Chilling out.
Yep.
The way to do it.
Yep.
Good, Bruja?
You got it down. That's all that counts.
So, hey, Matt, let me ask you, while we have you, can you give us a little information about, how long you've been there and how many owners there are?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, so can you hear me right now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. That's first time on Zoom, really. So, so we have 3 of us. So Tribus, the name, we've been around for a little over 2 years. So there's 3 owners. Tribus in Latin means 3. also means tribe. So my two other partners, Sean and Sebastian, are actually working right now. So I get to sit here and drink beer, which is nice, and watch football. But yeah, so it means tribe. So that's kind of what we're trying to create. What we were doing. That's why our slogan's kind of like join the tribe, become like a community, and do what we've been doing now. But yeah, it's been 2 years. It's been awesome. It's been a lot of different things, and obviously the current landscape is us obviously changing everything. So it's been a lot of, it's fun, it's stressful, but we're adapting. So it's been great. I don't know. It's just been fun.
Cool.
Yeah, I think 2020 has literally become the year to adapt and just go with whatever's going on. So I think everybody's doing great for it. So.
And you recently opened up a tap room, right?
Yeah. So we were closed for like a little over 6 months, and just did cans to go only, and that pretty much floated us. Which actually, we ended up buying an AC unit, doing all these upgrades. Got like an $8,000 like sound system. Just did like some crazy things in the tap room while we could do that, and it also solidified for us like. Everyone knew about our beer, but then when we started releasing 5 new cans every 2 weeks, I think that really helped our value of what, we are a real brewery. That's not just a cool spot to hang out at, which we've always thought we are, but I think this helped it. So the cans are moving like crazy, which is awesome. So,
I could definitely say it's a cool spot. Both Ricky and I have been to your brewery before. It's quite a sizable spot, and I think you had told me that you're actually going to be buying more of the space on the other side.
Yeah, that's long term. Hopefully within like 3 years we can open that up and kind of expand production. We just have like a lot of we do like private parties and things like that, and it kind of takes up a lot of space, and we kind of pass up on a lot of opportunities that we can be doing that we just haven't been able to do. So I think this will really help us get there. So
yeah, because it isn't again, Ricky and I have been there. It's actually a pretty big spot. Like, how many people can you get in there, like max? Like, what's your aside from COVID,
Yeah, so it's 10,000 square feet, the whole spot, and our tap room inside is 2,700 square feet, and we have 1,000 square foot beer garden, and we our fire marshal occupancy is 201, but like on certain like Saturday nights, like right before COVID, we were like getting like easily 400 or 500 people in there at a time, just like at once, kind of like blasted 10 deep, which is great. It was awesome. Obviously, that's not the case anymore, but yeah, it was good. It's been
even when it was full, you found the time to stop and talk to people. I remember.
Yeah, we just have a great staff. Like everyone we have is like awesome. They're just like rock stars. And we just had like 6 bartenders behind that. It's like our bar is 66 feet U-shaped, so you can get a lot of attention from a lot of people too. So, but like this COVID thing has helped out with like the table service and stuff like that too, which has been great. We've been kind of honing in on some of this other stuff. So it's like interesting when we get back to normal what we're actually going to do, because it seems like we're doing better this way than we were before. So it's just interesting to see.
So with that being said, and before we get into actual more interviews, let's go ahead and get into the beers we're going to be tasting that are both from your awesome brewery. We got 2021 and what is it? More You Look?
Major Look.
Oh, Major Look.
Yeah.
So with that being said, which do you recommend we start out with first?
I would start with 2021 just because Major looks like a Nelson bomb, so it might take over.
Okay. So everybody, 2021.
I like the name. Looking into the future.
Yeah, looking into the future. Yep. I think we have to start doing 2022 already.
Right.
Right.
It's a nice color.
And it's the mosaic strata. Yeah, definitely can smell that.
Yeah.
Those fruit flavors.
Is it kind of wrong that I'm at another brewery pouring another brewery?
No, you're representing the church. You're all good, bud.
All right, you better recognize.
I even carried my glass, dude.
Nice.
I'm like,
Look at you.
5 hours from my house.
There we go.
That's easy to drink.
So I'm really bad at catching hints of notes of whatever I smell. I can basically tell if a beer is like juicy or tropical or whatever, but that's pretty much it for me. I'm really bad at that. But what's catching me about this beer is it, at least to me, it smells a little bit piney, but it doesn't taste piney at all. It tastes more like fruit, tropical flavor as opposed to anything remotely piney, which is odd. But I like it. Anybody else get that, or is that just my weird senses?
I get a lot of like pine. Go ahead. Who's going? Somebody. A little bit of that, but I'm also getting a good amount of cannabis for me. I get that funky, skunky, green weed smell that I love so much, and a little bit of that overripe pineapple.
Definitely get that grapefruit.
Yeah, I could definitely smell the pineapple after you said that, Al.
Could it be power of suggestion? I don't know. Because if I said peach, you might have smelled peach.
No, but it's also good that somebody like kind of describes what they're tasting, so we can kind of like, or smell it, so we kind of like try to figure that out, try to go back to it.
But it's
right, exactly,
sure.
exactly.
But there is a bit of dankiness to this one beer. It does have a nice dankness to
I
it.
definitely taste that one.
Which I love dankness in my beers too, as well. So I am for that.
So Matt, is there anything in particular about this beer that we should know that like might help the senses?
That Strata hop is just like ridiculous. I just love that hop. That's like one of our new favorites. It's a newer hop. It just, what you're saying, it has like that pine, it's dank, it's weedy, and then, but it doesn't come through in the flavor. It's like passion fruit, pineapple. Sometimes it comes through like with the mosaic. That cryo mosaic is just like so intense, and so like when you say overripe fruit, it's like overripe, almost candied synthetic fruit flavors, which is always cool to balance that with that Strata, which brings a little bit of that pine. So it never comes through the flavor though, which is kind of great too. So it keeps that juiciness, which we like. So yeah, like fake.
Do you have a particular one that you like working with, a particular hop that's favorite to you that you like let's just use this more often than not, or you just like whatever?
I mean, that Strata was like the new favorite, and then now it's just like we just go to the next one. It's like Ruaka was the one we just started getting now, and I've been trying to get that hop for like 4 years. So I used to work at New England Brewing Company before this, and I couldn't get it there, and I was still trying to get it, and like I just been buying Ruaka off a homebrew shop in Australia in 11-pound bags right now just to find it.
When did you work for Nebco?
I worked there for like 6 years. Me and Sebastian worked there, so we started the same day, and we worked there up until 2017. Yeah, we left right after Matt Westfall left, who left to go to Counterweight. Yeah.
Also another good brewery, by the way.
Yeah, we were the guys there kind of doing this. Yeah.
Curious, I never really tried Ruaka till literally a couple months ago. Quarantine.
It's great.
And it trips me out that the only beers I've ever gotten are from the East Coast. Does that mean just like the trend is going to pass towards the West, or you think it's just maybe like a sort of area type hop?
That's a good question. Yeah, it's who they have contracts with. So like we try to source it straight through those hop farms in New Zealand. So we're trying to go straight, like no middleman, no purveyor, distributor, just go straight to Freestyle Hops is one of them. There's a few other ones. One's called, I forgot. I don't know, but there's like 2 other ones too. You just source right through them and you can just get it straight to them, because if you go the other way, like guys like us, we just are not that big. So we can't, we're not buying all these other hops from that same place to get like allotted this specialty hop. So for us, the best way to do it is I just send beer to whoever I think is the guy that would try to get us there, and send us some beer that we do. So they hopefully are impressed, and they're like, all right, we'll send you some hops. And that's what we try to do to secure our contracts right now. So, but yeah.
All about the backhand shakes that get the liquid going.
Yeah, just got it going. I'm like, not a lot. It's like kind of crazy that a lot of people don't like do that. Like a lot of breweries now, hopefully, no one hears this, but they don't do that. They don't send beer to these people that like actually give you the hops, and you do that, and they're so thankful for it that they just end up, they're like, hey, I got 400 pounds of extra Nelson for you from this great crop. Awesome, and you get it. It's awesome.
Off the top of their head, anybody have any questions that we'd like to get out before we jump into the next beer pretty soon?
Yeah, Cisco, can I jump in real quick?
Yeah, go for it, Mo.
So a question that I always had, that I've always thought about is, do you like formulate a beer, per se, right? Like I want this and this and this in it, and then try to go get the product, or do you go, I was able to get this hop, this hop, this hop, and these grains, and then formulate a beer from that? You know what I mean? So which way does it work? Does it work both ways?
Yeah, it definitely goes both ways for sure. There's no doubt about that. We try to secure the obviously ingredients because you can't make anything without that. Like, it works both ways where we try to secure these ingredients, but at the same time, on the creative side, we just come up with these names, these concepts of what we're doing, like this 2021 and things like that. And hopefully they line up to where we're going to do a beer that's going to really hit, because we put a lot of effort into the beer names, just kind of like the branding. So if eventually we keep doing it more, it'll blow up a little bit better for us. So like the 2021 was fun because it's like, obviously everyone's like, fuck 2020, it works out, it's fun. We want to do it. And then we did it with Strata, which is a great hop, and we just started getting in the cryo product. We just started getting comfortable with. We were kind of toying with it in a few beers, and then this one's like more full blown to try that out. So it's like both, you know, like there's a lot of components. It's like, it's like, it's always so easy. And then sometimes it's just like, it's a lot of different things that need to line up for us on our side to do that. Even coming up with beer names are obviously difficult when there's 7,000 breweries going, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
I'm kind of curious, like, you know, out of all the beers that you guys make, and I've had several of your beers, as you know, has there ever been a time when you guys have made something and we're like, we can't put this in a can. It's not tasty. But this whole thing just does not taste as good as we thought based on the combination of the hops. Did you guys ever scrap a whole lot of beer just because it was like not going to be up to your standards?
We've done it twice. I know our first batch of beer, it was a great beer. We were doing our beer Pilsner, and it just ended up, our kettle wasn't set right, so it took forever to boil, so it caramelized. So you're looking obviously for that straw yellow color in a Pilsner, and it just didn't come through, and it just took forever to boil, so it kind of got a little bit like this orange color, and it was a great beer. We had to scrap that. We're like, we're not going to open up with a beer on our grand opening with a beer that we weren't intending on doing. So
right.
It was a great European pale lager, but to be honest, no one cares about that, so that's not going to, like, you know, especially when you're grand open, you know, you're trying to open, we're in debt at that point. We're like, you can't just sell something we don't want to do. And then another time it was a bad crop of Galaxy. It was so fucking woody. It was just like terrible. So we just didn't package that. That was too much.
So right now, are you catering to the trend? Like, I mean, everybody's on the IPA hype. So are you guys just pushing that more than anything? Or because, like, I mean, I don't see that you make other things like a Belgium strong ale. I don't ever see you guys putting stuff out like that. Is it because nobody's really buying into that shit, or you just want to cater to the trend?
We do, you know, we do love IPAs and things like that, and we do that. Our lagers are what we're really excited about, and we've done, I think, 15 different lagers. So that's been exciting for us to do, like all our different. Like,
this meeting is being recorded.
Japanese rice lager. I don't know what that was. And we've done some of the other ones, but yeah, for right now, honestly, to pay bills and just get people coming and selling out of cans every 2 weeks with the amount we're doing. It's IPAs, sours, lagers, and then we just did like a maple imperial stout. We just did, and
Capulus, right?
Yeah, the Capulus, yeah, which is like awesome. It's pretty tasty. Well, we have a few bottles. Like, we're actually going to do our first bottle release coming up in 2 weeks, which we haven't done a bottle yet. It's a bourbon barrel aged stout. Yeah, it's a bourbon barrel aged stout.
I saw that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's hopefully in 2 weeks. We also just packaged the cognac version of it and a red wine version of it, and then we also did a maple barrel aged Capulus. So
So 3 bottles.
Yeah, we have 5 bottles in bottles right now, conditioning. The first one coming out is the bourbon one. So it's like an 11% stout that aged 18 months, and then we condition it in the bottle for 10 months after that.
Not to cut you off, man, but hey, Hump, you had a question, and before we get into your question, let's go ahead and pour out the next one. Made You Look, 6.9% IPA, white grape, gooseberry, and silky. Dang, that's
yeah, white grapes is always really good in a beer. I really appreciate some white grapes.
So, J Hump, what was your question, bro?
My question was, when you guys get the hops, how do you guys know which ones like match with each other?
Cutting off,
Or do you guys, or you guys just like experiment, like, or do you already know?
Oh, like the batch numbers and the crops of the hops?
Yeah.
Yeah. For us, like that's what I was saying with the trying to just like kind of smooth over these hop purveyors and these hop farmers. We don't have the ability to go select our hops because we just don't hit the certain poundage that you get to do that. And we source our hops from multiple places. So we're not in one house to buy all these hops. So for us, our best way is to just kind of literally smooth these guys over to try to get the best crop and go and just deal with the guys that are the best. So like that freestyle hops are definitely the best hops on the market. There's no doubt about it. And they only deal with certain breweries. Like you do have to send them beer and they want to taste your beer before they even talk to you about like actually sending you any of their experimental hops or their Nelson, their Motueka, Rawaka, all these hops. So that's how we deal with it. But yeah, we're kind of corporate to the variation in the hops right now. So that's for sure.
Okay.
We just go full wind. So like we used to do that at NEPCO, like at New England Brewing Company. We used to just do a homebrew batch or something. And if you nail it there, it's great and awesome, but it's like almost impossible to take that 5 gallons and multiply it to 500 gallons. It just doesn't multiply that way. And it's just more frustrating. So we're like, now we just use the knowledge that we have with the beers we make right now, and we can tweak off of that. So we might adjust things in the way. I mean, if we're going way off something else, like if we're going to do all of a sudden randomly an alt beer, like a German style alt beer, that'll be way off the cuff for us. But if we're trying to do something a little bit closer to what we do, we'll know what we can do to try to adjust that, because it's only make one adjustment and we can see what that does too. So and we've done that in a few IPAs. We've toyed with like different variations of wheat, oats, lactose, obviously, and just the finishing gravity of where we think it needs to be. So that's just kind
of this Made You Look is really good. Like it's delicious.
That's the freestyle Nelson. That's that Nelson. It's the best.
Agreed. I love it.
I'm getting a soft smell. I didn't drink it yet.
Yeah, I mean the white Pinot Gris comes through with this big time on the nose.
And it's delicious.
But you know, like
Ice Queen,
when you see the side of the can and it says white grape and gooseberry, obviously the white grape is the Nelson, so it's a gooseberry, like what? Hollister? What did you? What's that gooseberry part coming in? What's that?
So gooseberry is I think it's Vic Secret and Simcoe with that. So the Simcoe is a really small component. The Vic Secret mixed with Nelson create that, which is really cool.
Because that Vic Secret brings out a lot of grapefruit stuff. So I would imagine, like, I guess you're combining that and getting that
combining that in lower mouth. It's Nelson heavy. It's I would say it's 60% Nelson. It's like 30% on that Vic Secret. And then math would tell me that would be 10% Simcoe. So yes, 10%.
Yeah, this is like crazy juicy. I mean, this is one of my. I have a couple of favorites from you, but this is probably one of my favorite ones. But like by far, my favorite one from you guys is. Fuck it. I love Fuck It, man. When they come out with Fuck It next time, I'm gonna send everybody a can because it's just like crazy fucking delicious.
Send one of those. They are pretty damn good.
I like the glassware you always posted. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's definitely I should add to my collection.
Yeah.
So with that being said, Ice Cream, say something. What did you think of the beer?
No, I was just gonna say I really like this. The Made You Look. It smells really good, but it's so smooth and I like it. It's really good. I like all of them, to be honest. And I felt sad about chugging that tank space after I tasted it. I was like, why did I pick this one? But I just wanted to show another one of your beers, but they're really good. Thank you for coming.
Yeah. I think I did the same thing and chugged the tank space during Chug Week. And literally, like the first gulp in, I was like, dude, I am an idiot. Why didn't I say this to actually drink it and taste it? Because it's so good.
Yeah, there's some chugs that I regret. Like, I could have enjoyed this, but then I fucking chugged it. So it's like, And yeah, and tank space is actually. Did I send you tank space or did Ricky?
Yes, you did. Thank you.
Oh,
You
See, I
did.
see
You
it,
you
Matt.
sent it to me.
yeah, Matt. I try to put your beer in other people's hands. Like these people are in California, so I'm trying to do my part, man.
I think I had a 3 or 4 of them from
There's got to
you,
be some
Al.
commission or something.
What's that?
There's got to be some sort of commission or something, right?
It's something.
We're gonna
Oh, you know what?
someone to try
Sean
this
hooks me up every time I
you know?
go there. I get a 4-pack extra. So
I was going to say we got to stop listening to Al because I just realized he's biased with the Tribus shirt on right now.
I'm not even. I'm just wearing the folk spirit here from Brooklyn. That's all.
I'm just repping, man.
So.
What's a good question?
I love that. I'm okay. Like if you were to say something bad about a beer that we did, I would totally accept that. And it's better, like when you get like just a 5-star Google review and there's no comment or anything, like you don't want that. Or if it's same thing with the other way, if you don't want a 1-star Google review or a 1-star Untapped when they don't say anything, like as brewers, like I try to stay off Untapped as much as possible because it gets depressing sometimes. Because like someone just gives it 3.5 just because I'm gonna give it 3.5 because it's not my stuff. It's a it's a good IPA. I just don't like IPAs, so I'm gonna give it 3.5. So it's always depressing to see that, and obviously that is skewed a little bit. But I like seeing when they
all of us will have to go on Untapped.
Okay, that's why they didn't like it.
We know.
It sounds like we're all going to bring our
another thing
ratings
with,
up
like,
on Untapped.
Yeah, we're gonna go on Untapped for you.
Yeah, no, it's fine. But it's funny with Untapped, we noticed that once you do a beer, after the first 100 reviews, it is set. It will never move up beyond 0.1.
That's whack.
So after the first, and there's an algorithm to that, but also it's just like that's the way it works. So whoever your loyal following is, if they hit you with the first 100, and that's that's skewed a little bit for like certain breweries that do way more. Like another half's going to do, obviously there's gonna be a lot more reviews for that. For their beer. The Veil, it's going to be a little bit different. But for us, we noticed like any Connecticut brewery, if you do 100, you get 100 reviews in, it's set. So if you're going to try to change that brand, like if people aren't liking it, you're better off doing a new brand so it can be ranked higher, you know what I mean? And do that effort instead of trying to turn let's say an IPA was a 3.2. You want to turn that 3.2 because you're like, I love the artwork and everything and the name. We're going to get that to a 4.2. It's almost impossible because usually it just like takes too much to do that,
Maybe that's how
if you care about
us.
Yeah.
I'm curious, just a side one. If I could get 2 questions in one. One is, what beer has been seen as like your flagship beer, like people always flock to it, either whenever it comes out or it's just a staple beer that you always have? Or on the flip side, what's the beer that you wish people would actually like more, that you're like, dude, why don't people freak out over this amazing beer that I love so much, yet
that's a good question.
Just people don't want it?
That's a good question. Yeah. So for us, it's Benji IPA by far. We always have like our like Milford crowd, just like that's where we are in Connecticut. They always go for that beer, and they're always, whenever you don't have 4-packs of that, they always ask for that. And like I try to offer them these other IPAs, and they're just like, oh yeah, I just want to try the Benji IPA or whatever, and do that. But so that's our flagship by far. We distribute that to bars and restaurants just on tap every other month. And I think that's helped it, but it was a natural organic thing. We actually started off with a West Coast IPA as our flagship. We try to, like speaking of what we wanted to happen, we want to do something called a modern IPA. And, this is where you try to do something and it's just not smart. You try to change the trend. So you're trying to do this juicy IPA that's also, yeah, you try to do something that's a juicy IPA, but non-hazy. And we realized like that is just too much. That's not going to work. So to speak of that, that's kind of like what we were trying to do. And that was the beer they were trying to not force, but we trying to do. And we just we realized that was not going to happen. This hop combo we were doing was juicy, but piney and a little bit too piney. So that's why we just did Benji. And that was the first one that hit out of the juicier hazy IPAs too. So
Wait,
Well,
which
us
was the West
people-
Coast? Which was the West
It was
Coast beer that you were
it
trying
was
to
the
do?
fix. So we opened up two beers to start, and it was the fix and flow. And when I speak of
remember
flow,
Flow, yes.
flow's good. It's a Galaxy and Mosaic
Yeah,
double IPA,
I
but
remember
it's the
Flow, yeah.
Galaxy. So that's what
Well,
when I was
we
thinking about dumping it
appreciate
back.
West Coast IPAs, so brew 'em.
Yeah. We're definitely gonna bring one back.
All these
We're gonna bring
California
one
kids
back.
dig it.
We do. We love it. We love
Can
that
you
clear,
dig
crisp
it?
IPAs. You know.
But wait, Matt, let me ask you this: do you think that East Coast can do a good interpretation of a West Coast?
Yes. I will prove it in the spring.
Damn.
Okay.
In the
said
spring,
that with
so we're all gonna
confidence.
fly
I mean,
to
the only reason I
in the
say that
spring.
is because the West Coast does produce New England style IPAs fairly well, like Monkish and
Yeah, they do.
bunch
Great
of other ones.
Monkish.
Sorry, not to cut you off, but Ricky, you've been kind of quiet. Is there anything you want to throw in there?
Yeah, well, you know what? I was at like I was telling you guys, I'm at a brewery, so I didn't want to be too loud, but that's why my mic was muted. But I would just have to say, to everybody from Tribus, man, I just love the place. I really wish that it was a little closer to me, so I could be there all the time like Al is. But I get my cans from Al just like everybody else does. We meet up and he hands them off. But I gotta say, I was impressed with the place. I was impressed with the people there. It was all great, man, for me. I don't think I've had anything that I was like, not for me. Everything that I've had there was excellent. So yeah, man, I'm just a fan, dude. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm not wearing a Tribus shirt today, but I have one.
Yeah, Al has definitely been representing you guys on the West Coast.
He's
Anytime there's a beer
right
trade,
now.
he definitely sends at least one can and takes care of you guys. And I appreciate it because I think I've been drinking them for now for like about a year, and I love you guys. You guys are solid.
If I don't like it, I'm not going to send it to you. That's just the way it is. It's a representation of my taste. So if I don't like the beer,
Al's
I'm
MO
not getting
right
it.
there.
And I definitely like Tribus, obviously. So
Fuck yeah.
Then
Yeah. Maybe Church of Chug would do a live episode from your brewery one day. That'd be pretty
There you
cool.
go.
oh damn.
Dude,
So
if
Matt,
you guys are coming to the East Coast, that would be great, man.
Matt, are you guys going to be doing any collaborations with anybody anytime soon? I mean, like I know COVID is a big fucking kick in the nuts, but like, were you planning on doing any collaborations prior to like the whole like fucking shutdown?
Yeah, I mean, we were doing this block party thing every other month, and it was always a collaboration with one brewery. I mean, the last one we did, I think, was 4 at one, and we were always doing a collaboration with a chef, which was really cool. Like the last one we had was like a James Beard chef for ramen, and he was just dope. And then a music band. So we were just doing that in general. But yeah, we have done. I don't know, actually. I don't know. Let me find out. We've done like over 20 collabs. A lot of them we've done a few with Counterweight. We've done Lock City, New England Brewing Company. We've done a few with a bunch of Connecticut ones. KCBC, if anyone knows, in Brooklyn. They're awesome. Big fans of them and what they do over there too, for sure.
Yeah, I never got the KCBC. I did get the Lock It Up that you did with Lock City. It was Lock It Up.
Oh, Lock It Up, yeah.
Yeah, it actually was really great. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I actually asked you about the whole changing of the recipe, because Mike over at Lock City does it all the time. He's constantly changing his recipe for every one of his beers. And to me, it's just like, I like his beers. Don't get me wrong. I do like his beers.
Ricky, did you have something to add?
Yeah. But you gotta lock it in. Speaking of locking up, you gotta lock it in.
Yeah. Hey, Ricky, you wanted to say something?
Yeah, another question that I had in mind, because this, like I said, I was like on a way like a 3-day weekend visiting a lot of breweries. Is there like that one? I don't know. I don't want to call it like a unicorn brewery, but like that one brewery that you're like absolutely would love to one day collaborate with that you have not been able to yet.
Yeah, other half.
But you know what the thing about it is, you'll get that opportunity because they collaborate with everybody. I'd like to see you guys do something
we're
with
friends
Fox
with 96, and they did one, so we're like, oh man, we have a chance. And they just started distributing to Connecticut. We're like, even if they don't like us or care about us, it's just good for their brand to collaborate once with us.
Sure.
just help out their brand in Connecticut in general. Not that they need help, but just to make a mesh point with us. But we'll see if they pick us.
So since we're a West
sent a
Coast
beer and stuff.
family,
We did the all together thing as well.
You should try to do a collab with Green Cheek.
I was actually wearing a other half shirt this weekend, and somebody just mentioned I was at a brewery and they were like, "Oh, we've been trying to get that collaboration going for a minute." And I was like, "Well, hopefully you guys get it done." I mean,
do you know how many people are looking to collaborate with other half? There's so many people that want to do some kind of collaboration with other half.
I mean, I think everybody did it with that whole the worldwide collab they did. What was it called?
Yeah,
all together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody tweaked a little bit. They had their own interpretation of it.
Yeah, we technically did that. So we technically did collaborate already with them, but I want the cooler one.
But other half does really collaborate with a lot of people, as does Omni Polo. Do you guys ever think that you're going to do something with Omni Polo?
Yeah, possibly. I mean, they do some great stuff. Obviously, they push the boundaries of what beer is. Really,
right?
The stuff they do is awesome.
Personally,
that'd be great.
Not their IPAs. Their IPAs are okay, but their stouts are phenomenal. That's just me.
I agree. Yeah, I agree. And even their sour, obviously their sours, they go way over the top, which I like. For me personally, I just don't drink those that much. I like a little bit more balance, but I get why they are so popular. They are insanely, when you have one sip, you're like, holy shit.
100% agree. So we are just about at our time, I believe. So Matt, thank you so much for joining us. Is there anything you would like to share or let our 5 or 6 fans know that about your brewery or about something coming up?
Maybe best friends. Watch us.
I don't have anything in particular. I'd rather more hear from you guys. Honestly, I don't have, I'm not trying to try to push anything. Obviously, it's just whatever.
Well, I'm a fan of your beer, so I'm going to be there probably Tuesday to pick up more beers, just so you know.
I'm a fan too, man. So I'm going to push your stuff. You don't want to push it, I'll push it, because
send us more on the West Coast then.
Yeah,
send us some more out here.
Church of Chug will definitely.
You will be getting more
stuff
from me. Yeah, the stouts are coming. Oh wait, Matt. Let me ask you. As far as those bottles, are you going to have limits on the bottles, how many people can buy?
Oh, we just want to sell and make money. So.
Oh, fucking hell! That's great. All right, so I guess everybody's going to get a bottle.
No, I mean, we'll do the legal limit in person, but online it's hard to judge that. So we're just gonna let it go.
I'm just going to buy what I can buy as much as I can buy. That's all.
Yeah.
I'll be sending it out to people in California, apparently.
Just put a case away for Church of Chug, and then I will just.
Yeah, that's it. No, that's all it is.
It's holy water.
Yeah. Holy water.
Yeah,
I like that.
I don't want to hype it up, but it's awesome.
Hey.
Awesome.
I agree. I agree with that.
Happy Bruja, I will be sending you some more stuff in the very, very near future, because you're hooking me up with the Frost, unless you drank it all. But if you did, I can understand, because you've been experimenting with it. So
next year at the Great American Beer Festival, we have to represent Tribus. So we have to go ahead and give them some love for being on here for sure.
That's right. Yeah.
And add another patch to the coat.
Yeah.
Yeah, Matt, thank you so much for joining us tonight, man. I really appreciate you helping us out and being part of our cast. So thank you so much.
Yeah, we got it.
Thank you.
Yeah,
appreciate it.
Yes, and I think we're gonna go for a 32 or 30 cents ounce chug. So
I don't like the look on your face, Gordy.
We were challenged.
You got to do that on an empty stomach. You can't have a pizza, a hamburger, a potato chip on a 32-ounce chug plus. It is painful.
Gordy was born pregnant, bro. So we're good.
With that being said, we are cutting it. This is it. We're done. Thank you, everybody, especially Matt.
The recording has